October 19, 2007 is the day when we get arguably the greatest episode of Avatar The Last Airbender, The Beach, Season 3, Episode 5. Usually when we talk about the beach episode, it's filler, it's stupid, and it's just filled with fan service. But this time, on October 19, 2007, we get non-arguably the greatest beach episode in TV history. In this episode, we got a deep look into the Fire Nation and a deeper look into Zuko, Azula, Ty Lee, and May. The episode where these four sit next to a fire and let their emotions do the talking. In result, we get two famous lines. First, my own mother thought I was a monster. She was right, of course, but still, it hurts. And the second line that made 60% of fandom fall in love with Zuko. The other 40 already loved him, but the line, "I'm angry at myself," forced the other 60 to fall in love with Zuko, and it was also the start of the greatest development in fiction. Zuko is known for a lot of things, but it's his development that made him so special. When you check the list of Avatar's fans, Zuko is always top 3 without a doubt. It has got to the point that if you check someone's list and Zuko is not there, your first thought is, this guy is insane. You don't go like, fair enough. You immediately go, are you out of your mind? The thing is, that was not always the case. The man that defeated Azula at episode 21 season 3 is not the boy who captured Avatar at episode 2 season 1. That boy walked a long path. That boy died the second he drew his sword against his father at episode 11 season 3. The moment he redirected the lightning, not towards his father, but redirected it away. That moment, the boy became the man. 2 seasons and 50 episodes. More than 15 years story-wise. That's how long that path took. It was hard, it was soul-crushing, but he did it. And then, that man, not the boy, the man helped Avatar to bring peace back. That's why Zuko's journey is really interesting. And there are a shit ton of people who say Zuko has the best development in fiction. So ladies, gentlemen, my dear non-binary friends, fairies and everything between, let me introduce you to the Zuko Effect. Yes, everything I said was just the intro. Let the real video begin. What's up guys, how you doing? I'm Azula and I have a love and hate relationship towards Zuko for obvious reasons. And today, I'm gonna talk about the Zuko Effect. What is the Zuko Effect anyway? When there is a path we wanna cross and we're not sure how long will it take us to cross, or how long the path itself is, or how hard it is to cross it, that's when the Zuko Effect comes in. The story of this boy who did the impossible. He changed. It changed for the better. And he changed the world with him too. Again, it changed for the better. Even though it seemed impossible, he did it. It took a long time because that just shows we can't do something in one day. That we need time as much as we need strength. Sometimes we need time more than we need anything else. Zuko had the time while also not having the time. Thinking about it, everyone says Aang only had less than a year to defeat Ozai. Zuko, his journey started since the day he was born. But the fire of that change began when he met Aang, roughly when he was 14. And by the time he was 15, he became the man. Zuko had 1 year. He didn't know he had 1 year, but his clock was ticking. Without even thinking about time, he did what he wanted to. Time wasn't even in his mind. The sooner, the better. That's it. Nothing more. In season 1, all he cared about was to catch Aang. In season 2, his mind wasn't even working straight. In the end, in season 3, he changed. He didn't change in one night after season 2 finale. He didn't suddenly change after betraying Uncle Iroh. No, it was all a process. A process that he only understood when it all was over. That's when he realized he had walked in a path with only a little of time, yet somehow he made it work. Not somehow. He made it work with accepting help. It wasn't just Zuko. We had a whole episode about Zuko being alone. And the episode itself was called Zuko Alone. Episode 7, Season 2. Despite the name, the episode showed us that Zuko isn't really alone. At least most of the time. Since there are points in anyone's life where they're truly alone. The important thing is that we see Zuko being alone in the end. That people from Earth Kingdom on that small village discover him being a firebender. To be more accurate, the Fire Prince, and leave him immediately and ask him to leave their village. Wait a second. Does life end with only one episode? The end of one episode is the end of life? Of course not. Zuko welcome to Team Avatar. In the end, the true end, Zuko is nowhere near being alone. And all that happened just for one reason. He accepted the help of Uncle Iroh. There were other people around as well, but Uncle Iroh, he was the main man. Uncle Iroh offered the hand to Zuko, and although it seemed that Zuko rejects him, but when Zuko really needs help, he got it from the only person who could make a difference. Uncle Iroh wasn't with him, his words were. Zuko remembered everything Uncle Iroh had taught him, and used them to change himself, and change he did. Even in the Agnica he had with Zhao, way back in season 1, Zuko used what Uncle Iroh had taught him to defeat Zhao. While training Zuko, Uncle Iroh told him that the basics are the most important thing to become a master firebender. Zuko didn't believe him and said all sorts of stuff to Uncle Iroh. When the time came though, against Zhao, which was the big bad villain of season 1, Zuko simply used basics and what Uncle Iroh had taught him to win that Agnica. That shows Zuko never forgets. He may curse or get angry easily, but when he learns something, even if he doesn't pay any attention, just seeing and hearing is enough. He will never forget what he had saw or heard. And at the right time, he uses them to make things right. So ladies, gentlemen, my dear non-binary friends, fairies, and everything between, this was the Zuko Effect. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank y'all. Have a great day. Stay safe and make sure to change for better. See ya.